What's going on, everyone? Guess I don't need this. I am playing in the Beat Corona tournament here. And I'm playing against Cool Peaceful Arrow right now. We're gonna have some stronger players come in because this page is usually used for kids that are under 1400. We're gonna have the kids that are over 1400, more of them come in that usually play on chess.com. And there's an Implodians on chess.com. So there's Implodians on chess.com, more higher rated players. We're gonna have them come and join Chess Kid as well. It's gonna be highly competitive in the time that we're out. But for now, I'm going to play in the tournament today. We're having some connection problems. I don't know if it's me or Cool Peaceful Arrow. Looks this connection, very low lag. Only thing about playing is I can't really watch the other games. I don't know. Cool Peaceful Arrow is probably having connection issues because he's now down 3 minutes. Okay, he did move there. He's lost so much time. It's going to be tough for him to compete in this game. Okay, he plays a6 here. So the plan here is to, plan was to trade off the bishops and play h4 and h5 and open up the h-file. But Cool Peaceful Arrow kind of just lost because of the connection problem. Let's see here. We have a Pleasant Sugar is in here. Tacky Element. Pass Empty Room. Roper 62. Roper 10. Select Fact. Full Empty Pajamas. Roper 7. Curve Thing. Cool Peaceful Arrow. Wolf Hunter. Leon. 1357. Electric Amount. Top Madhouse. Ruddy Puzzle. And Top Fireman. Okay. Games that are still going on. Let's watch Curve Thing and Roper 62. Roper 62 has won the last 2 Beat Corona Blitz, where Top Madhouse, which is actually Henry Billings, who's playing under a different name, won the first 2. And here I see White is losing here. There's 2 passed pawns. White is down in exchange, or rook for knight. So he resigns that game. Next game, Roper 10, Wolf Hunter. Let's go here. See what's happening. Looks like Roper 10 is up a queen on Wolf Hunter here. That looks... And this king is in a weird spot. I mean, it's a rook on H1, rook on F1. So this looks bad for... Yes. Definitely bad for Wolf Hunter. So Roper 10 should be able to win that. Select fact is dominating electric amount. I want to see who select fact is actually. Is that possible? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it's not. Okay. Wonder who select fact is, but select fact just won that game by resignation. Okay. Full empty pajamas and top madhouse. I believe these are brothers. Looks like top madhouse is down a knight. Uh-oh, wait a minute. What's happening here? Well, empty pajamas just lost a rook. And all he has to do is pretty much take the knight and then take this pawn on e4. And top madhouse will be winning this game. Or is winning the game. Do just do it this way. Starting to get the feeling that that's not top madhouse. Oh, no. Okay. Good move here is f4. That's okay too. Have to play bishop to e3 to stop from losing the knight. Oh, I guess that's an okay move too. Problem is, yeah, you could play rook d4 and then attack the pin piece. Bishop f3 and then d5 wins the piece. And then d5 should win the pin piece. Oh man, missed d5. Oh, can't play d5 because it's pin. I see. Maybe you should play rook takes and then king takes here. No, that won't work. Yeah, it would. You get 2 pieces for the rook. That would have made sure that black was going to be up a piece. Gotta move top madhouse anywhere. Wow. Nick of time. That was a good move. Now king to b4. Oh, lost on time. Wow. Good try, Tom Madhouse. Ready Puzzle and Roper 7 are still playing. Look like Roper 7 is in control over this game, has 2 pieces up. Question is, with this king, is this king weak? Excuse me. That actually worked because with the check, you get to take the bishop. So now I believe that Ruddy Puzzle is now in control here because of that. Oh man, but he's threatened checkmate. So I even missed that. So he couldn't even take that piece there. Okay. Here we go. We're going against Roper 7. Playing c5 to stop him from getting 2 pawns in the center. He plays bishop c4 because he usually plays an Italian game. But against this move, c5 is not the best. Because we get to play d5 immediately and have this control over the center. So here I'm just going to castle. Have center control. There. Stopping trades. Okay. Go bishop f5. Okay, so he plays d4 here. I'm going to play with an isolated pawn. So I want to keep the pieces on the board. Okay, so he wants to trade here. I don't know if I want to trade there, so I'm going to go knight to d4. Active pieces. I could have let him trade and we would have the hanging pawn situation, but I'm going to keep active pieces. So see, we're threatening this pawn here. Let's go here. We win a pawn. Okay. Could play d4. Gotta watch it, huh? Let's see. All right, I'm gonna go here. Oh yes, this move, knight. Okay. Didn't affect me. But he does have knight takes d5. Oh, he misses it. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go bishop e7. Okay, he attacks that. Knight a5, maybe go to c4. Also have this move, bishop to takes a3. That pawn is hanging. He has knight d4 hitting the unprotected bishop here. Okay. Go rook to c8 here. Threatening bishop a3. Where the rook, if he moves away from the file, he loses. Okay. We're gonna go here. That'll give us a pass pawn if he captures this. And we'll take 2 rooks here if he captures here too. Okay. Let's go here. Bishop to... Oh, we can't do that. Hey, I see he's attacking us twice. Okay, so let's do it this way. Put the bishop here. Now we are giving up the bishop here. And then now let's go bishop to a3. Okay. And let's go bishop to b2. This is how the bishop here works together. Take there. Take here. The knight has to move away, or maybe he can play bishop to d2. I'm definitely try to trade these pieces off. Now we're threatening rook e1 check. I'm gonna go here. Cover this. Okay. Okay. We can definitely take this. Should we defend that? Maybe. Let's defend this. Okay. We might have enough pawns now to make it worth it here. But I think we can go. Here we go here. Queen here. Probably not. Here. Yeah. I don't know if we can do this. Let's try it anyway. If king to c3, we have rook to e8. Okay. All right, this is where we really want it to go. Okay. All right, let's go here and take this pawn. All right. All right, so we're gonna look to push these pawns here. Couple checks here. There we go. Here it is up in exchange, but we have these passed pawns that we want to get rid of. Now, the worst thing he could have done was trade there. That wasn't a good move at all. Okay. I'm going to actually make this simple. This is very simple. He can never approach this pawn or this pawn with queen. So what we're going to do is let's march these pawns over here. See, and Roper 7 has to work on his end game. He just gave me a free pawn with 5 minutes left. He's moving fast when he doesn't have to because he has so much time. He could just move this king. All right, so I'm just gonna box the king to the corner. Give him 2 squares to move to. Okay. All right, we see Roper 62 has won his game. Pleasant Sugar is still playing. Let's see here. Pleasant Sugar is, wow. Tacky Element might, okay. So he's still going the wrong way. He should have played H5 and that would have probably solidified the draw. But it's close here. Take and take. Take again. And take again. Wow. And this looks like Tacky Element is going to win this. Yep. He can't catch that pawn. I don't know why he moved his king. You just move the pawn. All right. A rook. Tacky Element is just showing off now. All right, so it looks like Tacky Element should win that. Left singing toe. What's happening here? 2 rooks and a knight versus a bishop. Or 2 rooks versus a bishop. So left singing toe looks like he's winning that one as well. Roper 10 versus Leon. 1357. Wow, Roper 10 is losing this game. Big time. How did this happen? And there's checkmate. Oh man, big upset by Leon, 1357 in that game. Still we have Tacky Element and Pleasant Sugar. This is over now. Checkmate. Last game we have is this game here. This should be a resignation. Guys, come on. If you're sitting there with just a rook, a king, you know what I mean? Come on. You prolong in the tournament, it makes it much, much longer. You should just resign and go to the next game. Most of the kids here are too good to just allow you to come back from that big of a deficit. So just for time's sake, if you have a king and the other person has 55 pieces, resign. Go to the next game. Okay, he resigned. All right. So now we're back to the tournament. 8 rounds here, so all right, so I have to play past empty room. Past empty room here. Okay. So anytime in the London system we see this bishop leave the b7 pawn, it's usually a good idea for us to attack that pawn here. So I'm going to check here. I'm threatening the c7 pawn. Okay. I'm gonna go knight d2 so I can play knight f3. Setup is not that bad, it's just he only has, well, we have 2 pieces, he has 2 pieces, but his knight is on the rim. Not really a good piece, and that looks free. What's happening here? Move way too fast there. There's no reason to play b6. And here, well, we definitely would like to trade, but first, let's develop a piece. If he plays c6, we go queen takes c8, I believe. But he made it easy for me. Queen takes c8, and that's checkmate. All right, good game. Good game past empty room. Good try. All right. Let's see the top game, Tacky Element versus Roper 62. Tacky Element is black. Roper 62 is white. See, Roper 62 has this big space advantage here. So black has to attack the space, whether it's going to be with C5 or D5 or even E5. Has to attack that space eventually. Roper 62 is down a little more than a minute. And in these tournaments, it doesn't matter as much as in previous because we have 5-second increment. But it still matters because you don't want to make rush decisions. Okay. So Roper 62 is kind of doing like an Italian game setup here. 2 pawns in the center, knight is on G3. Problem is there is no places to put the pieces for white because all of black's pawns are on the 6th rank instead of the 5th rank like Italian game would have a pawn on E5. Now it's Tacky Element trying to figure out what he should do. I'd say C5 is a move. Maybe even A5, trading off the bishop. Tacky Element's bishop is not bad. So he goes with E5. So he does attack the space here. But now we're going to see some better options for these knights. For instance, like knight F5 could be played right away. So I liked E6 being there because it stopped knight F5. So now I'm expecting knight F5 to be a move that could be played here. Or maybe even knight 2. Well, no, I can't do that. I don't think D5 is a move that white should play. Should keep this tension because after D5 you have knight C5, which will threaten the bishop here, and then maybe A5 after that. So A5 is to try to prevent the B4 pushing the knight away. So D5 closing the center, I don't believe is the option now. But black's whole counterplay in this is to bring the rook, bishop, and knight surrounding this pawn here on E4. So this is why I said A5 could have been a good move to stop white from playing A5 and opening up this file, basically just getting rid of this rook that's in the corner that wasn't doing anything at the time. There's also a case to be made for A6. The bishop would have to go to an inferior C6 square or a C8 square because C6 gets answered by D5. So I do like this play here. He's stopping knight F5. Looks like he's planning on playing bishop F8 to bishop G7. This is a very mature move for Tacky Element. Even though I felt like he had to do something about this A6 push. Because now the queen side is going to be a logjam on the queen side with this bishop C8. I mean, you look at moves like bishop C8. So this is a mistake. Because D5, I think, just wins the piece. So that's just a blunder. D5, there's no other places for the bishop to go, so that just wins the piece. And Roper 62 will be winning this game because of that. This bishop should have went to C8. Maybe Roper 62 will go bishop B5, pinning the knight to the rook. Then you're gonna have moves like bishop C6 later, so it would have been a tough situation on the queen side anyway. But this just made it a winning game for white. So we're going to go on to another game here. All right, full empty pajamas versus left singing toe. This is a good battle. So we see here it is black is up a pawn. White has this nice rook that's on the 7th rank. What looks like right now he's being forked here. Looks like he's gonna lose a piece. So he chooses to take a pawn, and now he's down a piece, but has this passed pawn, and he's hoping this is gonna make up for being down a piece. It won't if black plays accurately. Probably should have played f4 to make sure he doesn't lose this pawn as well. Oh, he couldn't play f4 because it's pinned, so he loses this pawn, so now black has a passed pawn. Full Empty Pajamas is trying his best to make this pawn a threat. Now, it looks like he has a back rank problem, but he does, because after bishop takes c, he doesn't. Bishop takes e3, rook takes c3, rook a8, check, knight to f8, blocks the check, so doesn't really do much. Now you're gonna see moves like d4, so that wasn't a good move to play either, because d4, this passed pawn is gonna be moving with tempo. Probably even d3, then d2 is gonna be, this game should be over with here. Okay, select fat curve thing. Wow. Curve thing has a rook, and he's going against a bishop, king, and pawn. And the funny thing about this position is that the queening square for this pawn is actually on a dark square. Problem is, how do you, now, what he did there was bad. White should be going for the draw, and still might have a draw if you can just keep the piece. But what happened there, you're gonna just lose this pawn. You could have just kept the bishop there and went back and forth, and it's a draw. Now you're losing the game because you just give up a piece. So curve thing is up a full rook, and this should be game over. Top Madhouse versus Determined Octopus. We see material is in white's favor right now, but looks like black is putting some pressure. Determined Octopus is trading some pieces here, looks like. White has an extra pawn. I don't think that extra pawn is so significant here. For instance, I would play a move like King B2, getting out of that pin, because you can't lose the pawn because of B takes E4, D takes E4, and it's a check. Maybe we see a move E4 here. Okay. I probably should push your passed pawn here. Now I wouldn't have, well, you're gonna lose this pawn. I would have probably played rook c3. This pawn here has no defender. I don't know how good that check was gonna do you. Rook c3 keeps the pawn under control and protected. I don't know how you defend this pawn now. So now I'm anticipating rook takes e4. There it goes. Now black has his passed pawn he needs to move. Here he's attacking the a6 pawn. Maybe move like, oh, you can't play that. I was thinking maybe you could play rook to c6, but then you go into an opposite color bishop in game where I think it's a draw. He just pushes a5, makes sense. Push the passed pawn, as long as you can defend it. Rook a6, a4. No, white is pushing his pass pawn, which is smart. Maybe king b3 here, king a3. I don't know, bishop d2. This is, I don't know if there are any more games here. This with correct play should be a draw, but I don't know if it will be correct play. But this is an interesting game. This is an interesting game. So this was a good plan by Determined Octopus. She came up with a plan to go bishop to e6 and attack and take this pawn here, which would be mate actually. So that's the thing. You got to be careful because after bishop e6, if rook takes e5, rook takes a2 is checkmate because the escape square b4 is covered by a5. So that was a really excellent plan from Determined Octopus if that's what she meant to do. But she's ticking down, 11 seconds, 10 seconds. Can she find bishop e6? And can white find a defense for bishop e6? She has to move. What is going on? And Top Madhouse wins this game when I think black would have been winning after bishop e6. So that was very interesting. All right, here, now it's me against Roper 62. Roper 62. This is the top. He's won the last 2 rounds or 2 tournaments. And go here. The number 1 move here is knight d5, bishop g3, queen b6, and knight c3. So he's playing the best move he could play against this line, but d5 is not the best. d5 is not the best. Now he's thinking about playing a6 to stop b5. But here in this line, I think we win either the bishop pair or a pawn. He can also play queen b6 and then knight to b5, threatening c7, and then knight a6, and then we play c3. But here he chose to play a6. We take this. And if knight c6, we play a3, getting ready to play b4. And if knight c6, a3, e5, bishop g5, which pins the knight to the queen. There it goes. And if he plays e5, we got bishop g5, and the pawn on d5 is still weak. Okay. All right, well, I'm gonna take here. Okay, and I'm not sure if I should go knight takes or queen takes here. I'm gonna go queen takes. It attacks this bishop. Okay, and then we'll go knight e4 because by him moving his bishop back to a7, we have knight d6 check. Okay, and let's go knight d6, check. All right, and I think we could take here. Let's take there. And here we're just up a pawn. Okay. And I'm going to castle to protect the knight on d6. E3 pawn and A3 pawn stops any knight intrusion on our side of the board. We're threatening bishop c4 check. And it just it's just a bad position. Excuse me. Just a bad position for black overall. Like, even if he develops the knight, the bishop, I think we have knight takes b7. He could play b5 here, stopping bishop c4, so that's what he does. Okay. Okay, here I'm gonna play g3 because I'm gonna play bishop to h3 or even bishop g2. So here, we'll go bishop to h3. That's a check. And after he moves, we have knight takes c8. Check. Let's go. A knight takes c8. And then we have bishop takes c8. And we're going to be up material here in exchange. A pawn. And that's a better position. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go knight e2. I could have went knight f3, but there was no future. So I want my knight to go to this d5 square. Have a big time advantage. We still have more time than we started with, mainly because I know the opening. I played this position, he's positioned many times. So it's not foreign. Okay. All right, let's see here. Should I allow that to come forward? Yep, you know what? I'm gonna play it this way. Now he might play b3, try to use some tactics there, but I'm going to All right, I'm gonna go here. Oh, you know what? I can't do that because he had knight before and knight over here. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna move here. We'll do it this way. Let's put the knight here in the center of the board. If he takes, then we can take with the king. Should be fine. Still up big time in time. Okay. Go here. And if he checks me with knight 2b4, I would just go king b1. And the threat will be knight d5, trading off the knight for the rook. Okay, so what did he do here? He wants to go, I don't know what he wants to do. Knight b3, knight c4. There's really no threats there. So I'm gonna go rook to d5 with a, okay. All right, and now I'm gonna play here. Okay. All right, so here I'm going to, what would happen if I played this? I'm gonna play here. Now, I think he might have was trying to maybe complicate things with bishop takes here, but that doesn't work. All right, let's check here. Okay, and then let's check here. And this is the reason, you know, by him being down in time like that, it's hard for him to make the most accurate moves. So good try, Roper 62. All right, what other games do we have here? Left singing toe. Let's see what's happening. Two bishops and a rook versus a knight, bishop and rook. White is up a pawn, or two pawns here. And that looked like a, well, up two pawns. So white is winning this game as long as he uses the correct technique. The correct technique here, you want to always make sure that your pawns are active participants in the game. So the weakness of a knight is it can't move from one side of the board to the other quickly like a bishop can. So you want to limit those knight moves if you can. So here, this is our extra pawn is the c pawn. So we would like to make this a pass pawn or try to push 3 versus 2 here if we could. Now right now he doesn't have to do it. I think he could have just taken rook takes b6. But maybe he's getting behind the pawn here, which is a smart thing to do. So here I would play maybe something like bishop to d3. Yep. And then if you're going to get behind a pawn, play rook c2. And start to maneuver these pawns forward. So rook c2. That was a good move too. That forces a trade, and this rook endgame should be good for him as well. And then playing c4 now. Plays e4, maybe king f2 or king e3 might be even better. Yep. Activating the king. Left singing toe is doing a good job. And then getting behind the c pawn. So you can push this pass pawn forward. So he actually gets on the side of the c pawn. Where he's going to play like c4 here. He's probably going to move his king over so he can defend his pawns or help defend the pawns as well. Also, another thing is, notice the rook cuts this king off from any type of help. So really, all you needed was the king because the rook cuts this rook off. He keeps the pawns together. That was excellent. Instead of taking with the pawn, he's in no rush. He's going to get a pass pawn because it's 2 versus 1. See, maybe here I would play like rook c2 and rook b2, getting behind the pawns. Make it simple. g4 works too. Really, you know, remember guys, you want to get behind those pawns if you can. It's the best way to push them instead of in front of the pawns. And then finish it off with your king to escort the pawn further after the rook is blocking the square. Looks like that's what he's doing now, I think. But I think black still should play a4. But he doesn't, so I think a3 should be coming. So left singing toe is doing a really good job here. And then b4. He goes rook b2. Excellent technique by left singing toe. Excellent technique. b4, take, probably rook b5, and then the king is going to come over to c4. Okay, that's a little different. So now you can play b5. Now the rook has to run back. So like rook c5, b6, rook to c8, b7, and then this king is going to run up the board. Now he has to calculate whether he can beat white's king to d8 to c7 instead of going to d8. I don't believe he can. Oh, but see, now black wasted a move, so now he will. So I think he could have went to d8, stopping his king from coming closer. But the problem is this 4 versus 3 would have created a pass pawn here. So while the king is defending here, there will be another pass pawn on the other side of the board. So he's one move too late because he chose to play g6. And this is going to be an easy win. Next move is going to be a queen. And then you're going to have to sacrifice your rook for that queen or that pawn, that queening pawn. So here, I mean, no matter what, it's going to win. But he took with the right pawn. You don't want to allow a pass pawn where you don't have to. Yep. And there's the queen. Make sure there is still pawn moves. No stalemate. Black has a couple pawn moves to make. Maybe cut the king off with, yep. There we go. Check here. King steps up. Still have pawn moves. Okay, it's just a matter of time now. Tacky element should be resigning, but he's praying for a miracle. I would say left singing's toe checkmating technique doesn't look so sharp. Okay, so now I think he's just gonna do the staircase. Yep. Just do a regular staircase and the game is over. Queen h4 check, rook g3 check, queen h2 check, and rook g1 check. Game over. I hope. All right. Next round. Oops. All right, so left singing toe, we're playing each other. He has white, I have black. Okay, so I definitely know what he plays. So we're going to have a London system battle. And queen to b6. All right. So this is the best line to play against the London system here. Now I found that knight c3 is playable for white. All right, so he plays this here, but I think I can take this. I think I can. Let's see. What would happen? Knight f3 could happen. Correct, okay. Oh, you know what? I almost made a mistake. So I was gonna go queen e4, bishop e2. But that wouldn't have been a good move. All right, so I'm gonna go back to b6 here. So even though I'm up a pawn, I am down a couple pieces because he has better development than me. So I have to fix that. Bishop e2. Let's go bishop e7. Okay, and he wants to go knight to c4. I might be okay with that. No, it doesn't. I'm gonna go d6. d6 here. And castle. Knight c4. Uh-oh. Yeah. I'll go here. Here? Yeah, here. So we're up a pawn, but I think white is pretty equal here. White has active pieces. What is he planning on doing here? I don't know. But we're gonna kick this knight away, so we needed to do that. And let's say he goes knight to e3. We'll take that. We'll take that knight on e3 if he goes there. I believe that maybe like, okay. Knight takes, oh, we'll take that here. Okay. And then let's, let's play a6. So he does have this open file, but I have a little bit better of a pawn structure here. Maybe rook d1 is the play. Actually, if rook d1, oh, I see. So he actually plays bishop there. So I'm gonna play h6 here. Okay, and then bishop to c6. I think left single toe is playing good, even being down the material. This is my problem here. He really needs to. I didn't like. Now I'm looking. Maybe he shouldn't have played the way he played there. And the reason why I say that is, well, he wants to trade pieces. Of course, that's good for me because I'm the one up material. But this was my weakness that he should have been aiming for. He trades that. I don't know why he wanted to trade that bishop. That was his good bishop. Okay. And here I'm going to just play queen to b6. What it does is it attacks this e3 pawn. And it allows me to push this pawn forward if I need to. So it's not a weakness anymore. And all right, so he's attacking here. I wonder if I can go knight c5 first. Probably. Knight c5, he gets to go queen d4. All right, so I'm actually going to push that forward. So now he goes e4, but we have knight to c5. And maybe, I guess he's feeling like he can pin me with queen to e5. But he can't really do that. There's no checkmate here. So I can just take that. And now I have moves like rook to, uh-oh, what was the purpose of that? I get to take, he gets to take, but I'm gonna get some pawns here, actually. I could go knight here. Probably better get the pawns. So yeah, let's take here. He gets to take, we take another pawn. Okay, so I don't understand why he did that. All right, so here, we're just up a piece here. He could have taken the piece back. Maybe thought that I couldn't save the piece somehow. So here we have an outpost on d5, which is really good because he can't kick us out because we have b5 played. And this is going to be a target for us. And everything is pretty much in control here. We're up a piece. Bring rook to c8. Reason why I chose this rook is because there's he could play a4, and I want to benefit from that capture if I could with this rook here. But really, it's just about being accurate here. You know, actually a better move probably would have been, no, I was saying maybe bishop f6, but his plan, I guess, was bishop c5. So here, if he plays bishop d4, I have a5, bringing the rook on a1 to life. I don't know if he disconnected. He could have, because it says he's offline. Wow. I hope he didn't quit. That will kind of mess up the standings in the tournament. But it does say he's offline. Okay. Any more games here? Wolf Hunter and Ruddy Puzzle. Wolf Hunter is up 2 pieces here for a pawn. And I like how Wolf Hunter's pieces are coordinated as well. Yeah, I like that. Knights protect each other. Maybe his threat is knight c6 and knight d4, where the knights continue to protect each other. Coming closer to the king. If you have knights and a queen, you want to get around that king because that is the best mating combination. This also works. You're going to play bishop b2, creating weaknesses around a king. Gotta watch it. This is a check here. Always check for checks. Don't get affected by the disease called winning. And he did not. Boom. Did not look for the check. And there is the queen. Knight e2 forks the king and he misses it. Oh my goodness. Wow. Always look for checks. Knight e2 was winning the game for... The funny thing is, actually, I shouldn't say winning because that would be 3 pieces versus the queen. And if you get those pieces organized, white would be okay. Only thing I would say, though, with this pass pawn, I would choose the queen versus the 3 pieces because there's a pass pawn as well. But those 3 pieces can compete against a queen easily. So here you see he's trying to remove the defender of the g7 pawn. That's going to be a hard thing to deal with. He did not take the knight. Wow. Maybe it was a mouse slip. All right. We're back to the tournament. Let's try to look at these standings. I am in first place, but not a real first place because I just wanted to play with you guys today. Whoever's in second place will be in first. All right. Here we're playing Pleasant Sugar. Okay. Pleasant Sugar is choosing a King's Indian defense setup. I'm going to castle because if you play e5, you can't do that because the pawn on d6 is pinned. So here we take. And then we take again, and that wins a piece. Have to make sure you guys are paying attention. I'm gonna go back here again. Now here we're just up a piece. We got to make the active piece, the piece an active participant in the game. So of course right now it's not. That was a blunder. I mean, I'm gonna play F3, so that didn't really help at all. Here I'm just gonna play H4. My plan is bishop H6 and H5. Okay. Okay, so I see what he's doing here. I'm going to, oh, you know what? He has queen takes here. Okay. And back to F4. Now what I think he wants to do is queen A5. Queen to B6. What's his threat here? I don't see a threat. I'm just going to take this here. I could have played queen takes D6 too. We're taking there and then playing H5. Okay. All right. Now I think it's time to develop some pieces here. Notice he didn't want us to come down here for the check. I'm gonna go here. Threatening knight takes E6. Or knight D5. Not gonna allow, well, I'm gonna go knight takes E6 first. And then we're gonna play queen takes D6 here. And then rook takes, and we're up a piece and we're just trading. Okay. Let's push this knight backwards. Knight has no advanced squares to go to. So he has to go back to G8. Okay. And I'm gonna open up this file. And play bishop to C4, attacking the E6 pawn. Just limiting his pieces. That's why you have an extra piece. Don't allow any files. No reason to do that. Okay. Let's go knight here. It comes in. Okay. Let's move this pawn up here. That stops the knight from going to any advanced squares. The rook stops the knight from going to E7. If he moves the rook away, we have bishop takes E6. Okay. And now probably best to get the king in the game. Now, where is he going? I don't know, but let's just bring the king closer. There's only so much he can do in a position like this. Let's open up this file here. Open it up. And he resigned there. So yeah, let's see here. So here's round 6. We still have Roper 62 is in first place. Pleasant Sugar, who just lost to me, was second, and then Left Singing Toe and Full Empty Pajamas were tied for third. Top Madhouse is doing really good actually with 3 out of 5. We have Roper 7, Determined Octopus, Tacky Element, Roper 10, struggling today at 10th place. Curve Thing, Wolf Hunter, Past Empty Room, Leon 357, Select Fat, Cool Peaceful Arrow, Ruddy Puzzle, all pulling up the rear. Top Fireman and Electric Amount seems like they did not finish the tournament. So we have 17 players here. At one point it was 19 players. See the game. So Roper 62 versus Left Singing Toe. Looks like we have even pawns, better pawn structure for black, and it's a knight versus bishop situation, and I'm not so confident in this bishop here. So I think black is better here. I will say the first thing, it looks like he's doubling the rooks here. First thing is, where do we put this knight? We want the knight to go to a good square. Oh, I see. Now there could be a problem. Maybe play b6, because if you take here now, this bishop is going to be active on this diagonal. And you really don't want that to happen. So probably you should play b6, yeah. So after, and then, so here he's threatening to take here twice. So the threat is bishop takes, g takes, queen takes check with knight to h7. I don't know if the sacrifice is going to be worth it there. But I will say this, you can play, oh, he decides he doesn't want to do it now. Could have played queen to b7, which pins this rook. And that really puts a damper on things. Queen b7, and now you're threatening moves like knight to g4, knight to f2. But here it looks like Left Singing Toe is up a pawn. Oh, he just wants to trade here. Oh, Roper 62 is down in time. That's what's going on. I was wondering why he's making these really quick moves. Okay, and he's just pushing the pass pawn. That's just a solid move. Maybe queen c6. I like how left singing toe is actually using his time here. Using the time, he's not making super quick decisions. So definitely should probably go knight takes here. Yep, and then push. Yep. Maybe queen c2 or queen d3. That's queen takes b2 or queen d3. Yep. So now he's Roper's left singing toe is up a lot of pawns. He's up what, 2 pawns here? And there's okay. So I was thinking he could get behind his passed pawns again. Then again, you should get behind those passed pawns if you can. Oh, this is an excellent move. Check, and he's going to pick up the a2 pawn, protecting the a7 pawn. That was good. And then now he just pushes the pawns. Yep. All about technique now. So I'd like him bringing his king over where he doesn't need the rook at all. That's the best technique, but this works too. He's going to play b5, a6. a6, rook a4, b4. Yep, excellent technique. Left singing toe is going to have to use his king, make it a little easier. a6. Maybe rook a2. Yep. Check. Oh, he's just gonna go for, he's gonna allow the trade of the rooks and win these pawns over here with the king, which is excellent technique. Excellent. I don't know why he went back there. Okay. And left singing toe wins that round. So he is now, he's going to be in maybe 3rd or 2nd place. Let's go on. Pleasant Sugar, I think he won his last game. Wolf Hunter is winning this game against Select Fact. Select Fact is a little bit higher there, but Select Fact is down a rook. Wolf Hunter has 2 rooks and a queen. Not much time on the clock, so this is going to go down to the wire. Select Fact is threatening rook takes g7, pinning the queen to the king. Maybe rook g8 or king f8. Oh no. So he allows this tactic, and now it's going to be a queen versus 2 rooks. And it's going to be a queen and a pawn versus 2 rooks. But the king is not safe. You have to find a safe square for the king in order to use your 2 rooks versus the queen effectively. That's going to be tough. So I don't know if select factor is trying to draw the game. I don't know if I would draw. But he picks up another pawn, so it's going to be 2 pawns and a queen versus the rooks. There's another pawn that's picked up. Looks like another pawn that's going to be picked up. This is now better for the queen in this middle game or end game. There's so many passed pawns available to push. All he has to do is push them. Okay, now's this time to push the passers. See, I don't know what he's expecting to do. Maybe he just wants to defend the passer first. Oh, and now he gives up a rook. All he had to do was attack the pin piece. He pins himself, and if he played c4, then the rook would have been lost. But he misses that. Now this position has come up again. Now he has to move his king. He can't go rook to, yeah, he moved his king. He learned from that. Okay. The only way you can win is by pushing one of these pawns. Come on now. And he takes another pawn. And now there's going to be, oh, but even if you gave up the 2 rooks for the pawn, what, black will still be losing. And now he pushes. But there's a problem. Why not take the queen? Why not take the queen? He misses the queen. Oh, man. And now white is giving up all the pawns. Oh. Wow. There's no check here. Here's a discovery check here. Still discovery check. What he should do is play king b2 with the idea of rook c3 and rook c2 to win this last pass pawn, but it doesn't seem like he's putting together the strategy. He's about to run out of time here. Okay, he makes a move in 0.5 seconds. And then he pushes. And select fact wins on time. Wow. There's a big 3-way tie, 4-way, 5-way tie for first place. Maybe I'm throwing a wrinkle in the standings. It might be making it more interesting because a 5-way tie for first place. That's very interesting. All right, so here, see who we're playing here. I believe this is Henry Billings. If it's Henry Billings, yes, because he would play that. All right, so we just put pressure on this, and the whole purpose of the way I'm playing with black is to encourage the pawns to come forward so I can use them as targets. Good moves are e5, and this new move, bishop d3, I actually really like. The plan is to go bishop c2 and play d4. Here he goes, e5. If he plays d4, I'm gonna take. Okay. He actually plays bishop c4. I'm okay with having these double pawns here because they give me good control over the center. Take. And then d6. And here, what white wants to do is hold this pawn on e5. and attack my king, actually. I want to develop my pieces, but here I'm gonna go bishop to c6 so I don't get stuck with this bad bishop. Let's see if full empty pajamas can hold this space. Right now, he's much better in this position. Moves like queen e2 and rook e1. So I love what he's doing here. I'll go here. Rook e1 was very strong. Now maybe he could play bishop takes e6 now, maybe. But I will say I have absolutely no advantage here. He's playing the opening really well. And if I'm not careful, I could be in some trouble. So I don't know. I wouldn't play bishop takes d5. If he's just trying to go against some weak pawns, or maybe he can try to do that. But that was interesting. Queen b3, I don't like as much. His aim should be over here. So moves like bishop d3, because he already has the e5 pawn guarded really well. Or knight c3 is also okay. That trade is fine. But queen b3 is the wrong side. You want to use this diagonal on the h7, the b1 h7 diagonal to attack me while his pieces are there. All right, so he goes knight to c3. I'm gonna take here. How about that? Just take here. Get a trade in. And then he plays, so I'm gonna go knight d7. Because again, I want to get rid of this e5 pawn. I don't want to play d5, closing my bishop off. Don't want to do that. We're keeping this tension here for the moment. Do I want to do it now? So he's threatening just to win this pawn. Maybe I'll do it one time here. So let's go queen. Queen c7. Now I am pinned, so bishop b5 or d5 is possible. Or he has knight g5, so he has some moves here. Okay. I'm gonna go rook a to c8. He's doing such a good job holding this space here. I'm really proud of him with this. Such a good job. He's probably gonna play rook a to c1, keeping the tension even more. So I really love what he's doing here. And I'm gonna have to release this tension eventually. Hopefully he does it first. I wonder if he could be aggressive and play d5. No, he actually can't. He can't do that right now. So rook a to c1, because my queen is actually defended by the rook. So right now, I think white is still better. Okay, good. All right, so he can play d5 now. So I'm going to release that tension now. Okay. And here he takes with the knight. So we're going to take some more. It gives us a chance to trade here, which I'm not sure if that was the correct plan. But then again, if he's just playing just to get a draw, maybe. If you want to draw with white. And so here he takes this isolated pawn, which I believe is a pretty decent thing to do. I'm going to go bishop to d6. Okay, and he takes here. So I didn't like that take because now he has an isolated pawn in a position where we have traded off all the minor pieces. So that's the rule. When you're going against isolated pawn, the first thing you want to do when you're going against it is trade off the bishops and knights and keep at least the queen on the board, because having the queen on the board stops the king from defending, help participate in the defense of the pawn. Okay. I'm going to go, should I do this? Okay, I'm going to go here. So I'm allowed a trade of the rook, but I want to get rid of this bishop and just have the rooks left on the board. So it's just going to be us and this isolated pawn. So he's breaking all of the rules against going against an isolated pawn here. And he's low on time. So his only mistake was really right here, just trading with me. He has a space advantage. He shouldn't be the one to trade. He should allow me to trade. He did his best the whole game, and it's just the point where now I'm going to be slightly better here. Now he plays b3. I'm going to play h6 to make sure my king is on a safe square. Now I think he made a mistake here because he's attacking my queen, but he didn't look at this being a check. So since that's a check, I can go queen takes d4 and I just win the pawn. Okay. And I'm just gonna go for dominating this file. Now I have this extra pawn, but my extra pawn is the e pawn, so not out of the water just yet. I'm going to put my queen on the second rank. He should not trade. He should play something like queen b1 or queen a1. But he does trade. And so now he's gonna have to have a passive, well, he was gonna have a passive rook. By him moving this, I guess that would have been a better move here. So I'm gonna just bring my king into the game. It's gonna be hard for him to bring his king in the game as well because he has to go this direction here. I actually could have taken this pawn. Yep. "20 seconds. Okay, is this? I think, man, okay. No. Wow. Here, let's, ooh. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna do this. Okay. He takes there, so I'm going to, we'll take here. I think this pass pawn is going to be the pawn that's going to help me the most. Take here. Okay. All right. So now he has to jump back there. And I'm gonna push this past mine as much as I can. I think he did a really good job of even getting to this position actually. So let's check here. Mm-hmm. No draw offer. I'm gonna try to walk over here. Okay. I think he defended really well in this game, actually. Mm-hmm. Still don't want a draw. Let's go. We're gonna go here. And this, even though this is a rook pawn, I don't believe he has to get to f3 in order to make it a draw. I think he's one move short. Right here. So he had to get there to f1, I mean, f3. f1. But he did the best out of everybody. The best out of everybody there. All right, good job. Full empty pajamas. You almost got me. Okay, what games are here? Roper 62. This is a good one. Roper 62 has, wow, 2 passed pawns and a bishop. But Roper 62 is in time pressure again. He had time pressure problems in this tournament. I think he's gonna have to. Yeah, he's gonna have to push it that way. There's got to be a situation where white has to stop one pawn with the king and sacrifice the rook. Oh, we can't sacrifice the rook though. Yeah, this might not be good for Pleasant Sugar. Oh, it's a draw. Wow. Couldn't find the right progression. It looked like to me he needed to have the bishop protect both pawns and then use the king to escort one pawn. But top madhouse versus past empty room. Looks like past empty room is winning here. Top madhouse should resign this position. On his way to 2 queens. Let's look at the standings so far. We have Left Singing Toe, who is first place with 5 out of 7. Roper 62, 4.5 out of 7. Pleasant Sugar, 4.5 out of 7. Full Empty Pajamas, 4.5 out of 7. Roper 7, 4 out of 10, 4 out of 7. Determined Octopus, 4 out of 7. So the difference in third place is actually nothing. Here's Roper 10. This is the last round, I think. All right. Let's go knight f6. c5. Knight to d5. And queen b6 here. Okay, here, let's see. He's attacking my knight. I'm gonna take here. Take here. Go here. And go here. Maybe let's play d5 here. Play d5. And bishop to f5. Do that. Okay. And should be okay here. Let's see. I'm going to take this way, give myself it is a backward pawn. Roper 10 is playing pretty decent here. I want to keep my knight on this outpost here. And also limit this knight too. This knight has nowhere to go. So I can expect maybe rook f to c1 or knight e5. Knight e5 is, I don't believe is a good move because I'm just going to play f6. Yeah, so I don't think that was a good move at all. And here I'm just going to go queen d7. This is the end game. King should be in the center. Okay. I wonder All right. I'm gonna play, threatening to play h4, which traps the bishop. Okay, should we play h4 anyway? Yeah, let's play h4 anyway. Okay, so I'm going bishop d3. And I think, okay, so he did go here. And I'm gonna go all the way back here. No, yeah. I'm thinking about putting my knight. Nah, let's go here. We're gonna operate on these open files here. Oh, I forgot about the bishop. Okay, now we're down in exchange. Down in exchange, but have the bishop here. So yeah, guys, even though I definitely didn't mean to do that, even though that happened, the thing is, with the bishop here, it's not that big of a deficit when you have the bishop here in these positions, especially the pieces that I do have. I have a knight on b4, it's a really good piece. Now my thing is I want to bring my king over so I can free my rook. I'm bringing my king over. Now my rook is free. I'm going to bring my bishop back here. F5. Go here. Now you can go knight f3 attacking this pawn. Okay, so here I'm gonna go knight to d3. So look how the bishop supports the pieces here. Now this b2 pawn is unprotected. Rook c2 could be played. It was. I'm gonna go back again. Not quite ready to give up that post. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up another area for these bishops. And that would be on the B file. Hold on. Let me go check first and see where he goes. See where he goes. He's gonna have to go to a dark square. Maybe not, he can go to F3, I guess. Nope, okay. So here I'm gonna go to F5. So my threat is knight to D3 if I want to, and take the rook back. Okay, so here, I can take the rook back and I have the bishop here, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Problem is, do I care about that? Oh, maybe I do. Okay. So he's gonna have a really good spot. I was debating whether I should do this because he has a good spot on e5. And he's gonna be attacking the c6 pawn twice. Oh, wow. Okay. He didn't do anything there. Wow. Okay, let's play here. Since he didn't take there. Now I'm thinking if I could actually give up the bishop here after f takes g5. I go bishop takes f3, g takes f3, and then f takes g5 myself. Well, he can actually take here first. So bishop takes. So he can take here, bishop takes f3, and then he can go take here. So might not be the best option. Okay, so here, let's go here. Let's start munching on these past pawns. I mean, these weak pawns here. Okay. And here, there is a check here that he missed. He made a fast move, see? Gotta watch making those fast moves. And now I think I have enough to win this game. He's gonna have to bring his king up here. And then we're gonna move our rook on the other side of the board. That's what's gonna happen. Because the knight isn't as fast as the rook. Okay, so I see where he's going. I'm gonna go here. Okay, now we go over here. Now that the king is committed to protecting the double pawn, now we bring our rook to g3 and take one of the pawns. Like here, push. It should be over. I think we could take and then push. Good try, Roper 10. Just those bishops in that knight was way too strong there. Select fact against Roper 7. Looks like, wow. Threatening checkmate here. Wow, this looks like a mating net here. So we have check here. Yeah, this is mate. Bishop check. He has to go king g8, queen d8 check, queen e8, and queen takes e8 checkmate. Good job by Select Fact. Excellent technique there. Oh, not quite checkmate yet. You have to go queen e7 and then queen f8. Okay. Oh, that wasn't it. Looks like it's gonna happen. Queen to e5. Oh, you have to take the pawn with the queen. And you have to take with the, either pawn is checkmate, I guess. Oh, still not checkmate. Okay. Right now, let's see here. This is left singing toe is, look like he's gonna be first place. Roper 62 looks like he's going to be second place. And wait a minute, Roper 7 had a chance to win third place, but is losing this game, I think. Yeah, so this was for third place there. Wow. Wait, let's look at this again. So left singing toe, Roper 62, and select fact. So, yeah, guys, I played. You guys had good games. If you have any questions, you can message me about any of the games that we played against each other. There's going to be a tournament tomorrow as well. I don't know if I'm playing that, but there will be someone that I'm going to get that's a higher rated player that's going to come and play with you guys. That's what we want. We want to play the higher rated players to challenge ourselves to get better while we're on this break. But congratulations to Left Singing Toe, you are first place. Roper 62, you are second place. And Select Fact, you are third place. I think Select Fact, that's your first time ever getting top 3. Left Singing Toe, this is your first championship. So good job, everyone. I will see you tomorrow.